And an interesting principle, and this is a story I never tell. I show up to um, I show up to the summer, and I probably landed around 4. I was in the airport for literally 4, maybe 3 hours, because it was probably 7 when he picks me up. Yeah, so 3 hours in the airport, and I legitimately thought that I had gotten forgotten, and I'd never met my manager. The guy that recruited me was the owner, and I asked, like, where should I go? He's like, well, you want to go to DC or Dallas? I was like, oh, let's go to Dallas. And so I show up to Dallas, and it was so funny. I land, and I'm like, okay, where's my manager? So I call Luke. Shout out to Luke Harrison, my first manager. Helped keep me in this. And anyway, so I show up, and no answer, no answer. An hour goes by, no answer. I was like, oh man, I got scammed. Like, this is all a fake thing. Like, what did I sign up for? And anyway, so I then finally just was like, you know what? I am going to busk my way back to California. I'm gonna fly back. Like, this is stupid. So I pull out my guitar. I brought my guitar, and I started playing music in the airport. And I had never been Dallas. Like, Fresno's hot. Dallas is hot and humid. It sucked. Sitting outside, playing my guitar. I think I made like $22. Surprisingly, I used to play in gigs in high school and was in a band and things like that. That's a fun fact a lot of people don't know about me. Third Nature, what's up? And anyway, he finally shows up like 3 hours late. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I was in a sale, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, way to be on time. Now I understand I was in a sale. Could have meant I was with some old lady for the like extra hour and a half I wasn't expecting, but I couldn't like leave and forfeit my commission. So now I'm like, okay, I get it. If you didn't close the deal, then it would be a different thing, but you closed the deal. So congrats. Anyway, so he picks me up. He takes me. We're on our way back to the apartments. He's like, okay, I'm gonna let you get your stuff dropped in. It's like 7 o'clock. I think this was his excuse. So this is interesting. He's like, I'm gonna get your stuff. We'll get settled in. I'll get you in your apartment. We can, unpack your bags, and then we'll pick things up tomorrow. And I think this was his excuse to not sell that day, because it's 7 o'clock. By the time you go all the way back to your area, I didn't know this. By the time you go all the way back to your area, it might have been like 7:30. So what's the point? 9 o'clock, you're done. I don't want to go out there for an hour and a half. And I looked at him and I was like, hell no, I don't need to like put my stuff in. Can't I do that tonight? Like, he's like, what? I was like, let's get out there. Let's go. Like, weren't you out selling? Like, let's get it. Let's hit it. So we didn't even go back to the apartment. It was just like straight to the doors, and all my bags are in his back of the car. And we just started knocking. He's like, you don't even have any of your stuff. I was like, I don't care. Let's just go. So that was one thing that you ask yourself, like, in that situation, which person would have I been? Would have I been the one that's like, yeah, I get a free day of just kind of chilling? Or are you the manager that's like, oh, any excuse to get off the doors? Guys, got to take this new guy, you know what I'm saying? Or are you the guy that's like, no, dude, let's go hit it? And that's like the first tip. The first piece of advice I give is identify what kind of knocker you are. Like, are you looking for any excuse to get out of the doors? Or are you looking for whatever excuse to get onto the doors? And that was one of the first lessons I think I learned. And I've always remembered that very, very, very first day ever, really in the field in alarms. I mean, I'd knocked doors since I was 11. And so I wasn't afraid, right? Like, I'd already kind of overcome the inner jitteries. So if I'm brand new, a lot of people they underestimate, they forget going back to that very first time where my brother took me out when I was 11, hands me a coupon book, and he's like, go sell this for $20. And I was like, what? He's like, just go knock on doors. Be like, you want to get some coupons? $20. And like, no pitch, nothing, no train. Like, that is where I really remember the inner jitties, or whatever you call those. And so I'd already had that like phase, right? And I still get them. I still get anxious. Like, if you said go knock right now, Sam, I'd be like, oh. Like, and it's funny, interviewing all these top performers, that's still a thing. So don't think that that's going to go away next week or in 2 months. Like, it's still a thing. And anyway, so I go out and, I watch him throw in 2 deals. So the manager sold 2 deals in an hour and a half. Had he not gone out, he would have not had those 2 extra deals. That could have been the difference of a pay scale. That could have been the difference of, winning a tournament. That could have been, who knows what those 2 deals meant to him. But the principle was, hey, we still went out. We threw in 2 deals after like 7.